Hello everyone, warm welcome. It is time to master investments and I am Priyanka Bhatia from Women on Wealth. Child's higher education, child's marriage is one of the important many of the financial goals that we have, especially us married women or single women, and we want the best for our child. Today we are going to talk about some mistakes, at least 6 of them that you can avoid while you're investing for your child. So like I said, nobody wants to deal with any kind of shortage of funds when our child is going for higher education or when he or she chooses to marry. And it's fine if they don't marry. I'm also marrying late according to some standards, but yeah, we all want that money to be around us, with us. So here are some mistakes that you can avoid while investing your money for your child. Hi Kaveri, Nidhi, Prerna, good morning. Good morning my people. Warm welcome. So number 1 mistake to avoid is to understand your child and his or her education goals. Now every child doesn't want to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. What is it that your child is looking at? Is he or she looking at an alternate career in music, sports, something else, golf? And that will require a significant amount of money as well. Just to give an example, one of the women we were interacting with shared that her child was a national level gymnast, about 13 years old, and he wants to go to the US for some coaching for the Olympiad. So not only it's about, sending him to Olympiad, but all that build up to the Olympiad. So all this calculation, understanding the needs of the child as the child grows and understanding the amount of money that the child will need over time to really make it to the career that he or she wants to make it to. So that's number 1, really understanding your child, really going beyond all the traditional ways, traditional education, engineer, doctor, lawyer, and understanding your child and really then preparing from there. So that's step 1. Step 2 is the mistake. The second mistake that people often make is they will calculate the wrong amount for the goal. Now that's a clear no. You shouldn't be underestimating your goal, right? It's okay to overestimate, but do not underestimate, and you will underestimate your goal if you don't take into account inflation. So inflation, for women who understand Hindi, is called mehengai. It's when you're spending more money to buy the same quantity of products and services. Now, education inflation is the highest in the country. It's about 10 to 12%, even 15% in some cases. So calculating the future value as per say 5-6% inflation or 7% inflation will not be enough. You got to really calculate the future value of the money that you will need for your child's higher education or marriage. You need to calculate that as per education inflation, which is high. Not the marriage fund, but yeah, the education fund you need to calculate from there. So, yeah. And well, that was also the third mistake that people make. People take the consumer inflation, they don't take education inflation into account when they're calculating the money. Note that any kind of education that you want to send your child to, it may cost 10 lakhs today, but 10-15 years later, it will not be the same 10 lakhs. So how much will that money be in the future? You need to figure that, and for that, education inflation needs to be in. Then the next mistake people often make is they will choose the wrong investment instruments. Example, a lot of people are just comfortable with traditional investments and they will pick traditional investments and think that, child's higher education or marriage fund will get built with just those investment instruments, the fixed income, the absolutely safe investment instruments. But look at it, say Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana for your daughter gives you 7.6% rate of return, while education inflation in the country is say 12 to 15%. Now what about the gap? Right? Now if education is becoming expensive year on year at that rate, 12 to 15%, while what you're generating with Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is 7.6%, can you really make it to her higher education goal? I don't think so. So choosing a wrong investment option or choosing just one investment option, say Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, and expecting it to deliver the results is a mistake. You got to have a combination of investment instruments to help you reach your financial goal, your child's higher education goal. Please note, if the education goal is over 10 years away, you can get into equities. And equities, which means stocks and equity mutual funds, are the only investment instruments that can actually help you beat education inflation. More so stocks in this case. Otherwise, there's nothing else. Okay? If the time horizon you have is lesser than that, you got to figure your way in. And you got to build your financial knowledge. Another mistake people often make is investing on hearsay. You don't even know if that investment is right or wrong for you. You've just invested on hearsay. That's a mistake. Don't make that mistake. Learn, then invest. Otherwise, don't invest. As simple. Starting late with your investments. A lot of people keep telling me, oh, I have a lot of time to retire. Oh, I have a lot of time for my child to grow up. Oh, we have not even conceived the child yet, so forget it. We have a lot of time for it. Well, not really. So even before you conceive the child, I think you got to start preparing for the child's higher education. Upbringing, education, marriage, all of it is going to cost a lot of money. And you can't be telling yourself, I will do it one day, someday. There is time to it. Let me do this later. The habit of procrastination will not work here. So yeah, starting late with your investments, thinking there's a lot of time, jump in now is what my invitation is. And keep increasing the amount that you're investing as your child grows, as your income grows. Don't wait that, oh, the money will multiply and I will have all the money to make it to my goals. Don't make that mistake. Allow yourself, give yourself the liberty to keep increasing the investment amount. Also, there are some other mistakes I want to talk about, like spending too much money on toys, giving into peer pressure. Oh, because that friend gave that kind of a gift, I or we should also give that. You know, we should also organize so many play dates. Or we should also do this and that. Getting into peer pressure is a big, big mistake. So yeah, that's what it is. These are all the mistakes that you can avoid while you're investing for your child. Start typing. What are you getting, everybody? What are you understanding today? Hi, Usha, Meera, Gayatri, Arpita, Akhila. How much inflation to consider for education? Yeah, 12%, 15% easily. Tanvi, Usha, Prerna, thank you everybody for answering that. So what is everybody taking away? What are you learning today? Start typing. Hi Sonika, good morning. Usha, what you're taking away is never assume that you have enough time to work towards any goal. Yes, Yes, don't assume that you have a lot of time. Not just enough, but a lot of time. Sure, Arokya, thank you so much. Arokya, you're planning a child? Or do you already have one? I don't know why I remember one day you saying that, yeah, you will plan or something was there. Prerna is saying what she's going back with is, I can't have a ho jayega kind of attitude for my child's education. Got that. Got it, Arokya. You're expecting one soon. Tanvi, you need to break your kids' education into short-term, long-term sections. Consider inflation for after 7 years from now for his education and then start investing. Sure, go for it, Tanvi. So thank you so much everybody for participating. Loads of love. Take charge. Stay safe. And now I see you for the decoding of the Economic Times newspaper tomorrow morning 10 a.m. Till then, stay tuned and keep working on your money life. Loads of love.